Good morning, YouTube. I promised you guys a part 2 of my shop tour, and I've been so darn busy, I swear. Look at that. I've got so much in here to do. All this, I just took this in last night. I've been working on that Toro Time Master all day. I've got several things over there. That R1000 Craftsman, of course, it's got front steering problems. I got to order a new rack for that. I guess starting over here, here's a shop press. I picked this up at Northern Tool. This was about $139. This is really handy to have. Everybody needs a good press. It's a 12-ton. I got this for right at 140 at Northern. And of course the bench grinder, and it's got the wire wheel, and it's got the stone, so that's good for sharpening blades or just general grinding, whatever you need to do. This arbor press, it comes really handy for armatures and small bearings and things. I got this at Northern Tool. This was right at $100. And of course, just a small drill press. You can get these at Home Depot or Lowe's right around $100. They're not very expensive, and they're real handy too. I need to get a small vise, because it can be dangerous without a vise. That thing can get away from you and it can hurt you. Here's my valve refacer. I got this on eBay. This is a snap-on. This was about $350. After I got it home using it, I realized the oiler doesn't work. I gotta fix that because it's hard to use this little oiler while your right hand is on that, and while you're trying to adjust it here. You just need too many hands without this oiler working. And of course this parts washer. I got this many years ago. I got this for about $150. I like to put kerosene in mine. This one holds about 10 gallons of kerosene, but I put about 6. Kerosene's about $10 a gallon now, so that's pretty expensive. Over the years, the on-off switch here has broken. So what I did was I wired it to an outlet there, and you just turn it on when you need to use it. It's got a lot of pressure to be so old, so that's pretty handy. And of course my brother got me this little cart years ago for Christmas. That's pretty handy, rolling around the shop working on large things. And of course this floor jack, which I got this floor jack at Lowe's. It's a pretty heavy duty floor jack. This was a couple $100. Every shop needs a large floor jack. I used to work on a lot of skid steers and things, and of course I keep a couple of small floor jacks. These are great when you got something on the table and you, like a tractor, you just need to jack up, get the tires off the table. And of course you got a lot of rags. And I got plenty of jack stands. Make sure you use those. Of course all my old manuals and things. And everybody needs a really good battery charger. I got that one at a local auto parts store. That's a Schumacher. That was about $200 for that. That one's probably 25 years old. And of course, a little wet vac. And that's where I keep all my used motor oil. Any automotive shop, auto parts store, anybody will gladly take all your used motor oil. Make sure you recycle that. Just don't dump it on the ground like I used to do. And in the wintertime, I got a 155,000 BTU kerosene burning heater. Just make sure you got plenty of ventilation. Just don't close yourself up in the shop with that. That can be really dangerous. When I'm using that, I've got a large exhaust fan. I got this fan at Lowe's. It's got 2 speeds, and that thing will really clear a shop out, especially one this small. I paid about $100 for that at Lowe's. That's really good to have, and also for more ventilation. I don't know if you can see it or not. Way up there, behind that paint in the attic wall, I've got a squirrel cage exhaust fan mounted, and that does a really good job also clearing out. You got to have really good ventilation. And on this side, I've got my engine hoist, which I've used a pretty good bit. It's got all the chains and all the accessories with it, all the hooks. That was about $250. And I've got a small welder. I've got this welder at Air Gas in Marietta. That was probably $400. I got the large bottle of argon with it, so I don't run out. And I made that cart. That's an old AV cart. I cut a hole in the top of the cart so the tank can sit down on. It goes all the way to the bottom. It does not run on propane, and I do not have that propane tank sitting there while I'm welding. So that one runs off 120 volts, and it's fully adjustable. You can weld up to probably 3/8 steel with that, and also you can turn it all the way down and you can weld up a small thin pot with it. So that's really versatile. And oxygen acetylene torches, I got that at Air Gas probably 25 years ago. This whole thing was probably $450. I got the cart, I got all the accessories with it. I got the extra long hose. Of course, I got the good goggles. And when you have goggles and glasses, I always keep everything in Ziploc bags because things like that attract dust, and it just renders them completely useless. You can't clean it when you get all that dust on there. And also my welding helmet, I always keep it in plastic too, because those lenses, they just attract any kind of dust in the shop. There's a striker, there's a rosebud tip. I've got the cutting tip on there now, which is what I really use most of the time for just heating stuff up, and I do a lot of cutting with that too. I got so much junk in here I can't move around. And I've got a chain fall. It's an 18-ton chain fall, but I don't feel really good about tying it to the rafters. I have this chain here, which I've got it bolted to the rafters up there. What I do is when I have a tractor on the table, I can hook it to the front of the tractor. I let the table down and it'll stand the tractor up, and I can get to the blades and front suspension, whatever I need to do with that. So I've always thought that was pretty neat. And of course you've got extra lighting right there in case I need extra lighting. I went to Home Depot and I bought, this is going to be pretty bright, I don't know if you can see it or not. That is something that you screw into place of a regular light bulb. That one's got 3 blades and you can point the blades in any direction. That is really bright. I've got it right over the table. And for extra lighting, I've also got this spotlight. I can turn this on and I can move it any way I need. And it really does a good job lighting up the table. One thing I want to get is a blast cabinet. I bought all the media blast. I got 10 bags up there. I haven't got a blast cabinet yet. And I also, which I've never used, is a plasma cutter. I want to invest in a good plasma cutter. That can be really handy. I've seen people use it. I have never used one. I don't know the first thing about plasma cutters, but I need to learn. Well, that was my part 2 of my shop tour, guys. I'm going to do several parts. I'm going to go through each drawer in another video and show you guys what tools I have and what I use each tool for. You know, this is just standard American wrenches, and here's the metric wrenches. I'm going to go through all this and 1/2-inch drive sockets. I'm going to go make videos just on that. Well, alright, fellers.